Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 368. And it's not officially your birthday because it was yesterday, but happy
I thought
birthday!
you were going to forget it. I was going to cry. Oh
I was
my
just checking
God.
the date.
I was waiting
I'm like,
to see if
I
you
don't
remember.
know when this goes up, but it'll
That
be
is
the day
such
after.
a Leo thing to do. I wait to see. I'm like, do you remember? Do you remember my birthday?
Coming from the person who forgot mine.
Listen, I am not good with dates. It's not my fault.
I'm not either, but I've been better.
My brother was just talking to me, and I mean, me and Joey are like literally so close, and he had no clue that my birthday was on Monday, which God bless, it being on a Monday has completely ruined my life. I have a lot of feelings about it, but thank you so much. I'm 33 years old when you're watching this.
You're still a baby.
Oh my God.
Not even in
How
your mid
amazing.
30s
I feel like
yet.
that's a magical number. 33? Like lucky?
Yeah,
Or what?
is that called, no, that's what's it called when you're like on the birthday of
the golden year
maybe
or something like that?
But that was when you were 17, so.
Why?
When it's like you turn the age you are of the date.
Oh, but I didn't even know about that then. That's not fair.
Well, we can make a new rule.
Okay, I think the
33 is
33rd
just a
birthday is the
special
golden birthday.
I didn't have time, but I was going to put a compilation together of all of your best failed sayings.
No, see, that's not a good birthday gift.
I
That's
thought it
very
would be
mean birthday
a really
gift.
funny birthday
That's
gift.
not good. I don't like that. That's a birthday gift for you, not for me.
Well, you also have actual birthday gifts coming, so I'm allowed to get a gift too. But no, I didn't even know what to search to find them, honestly.
Yeah, no, I say really random things. You can't really search them necessarily. That's something you need to like crowdsource for information on, I feel.
I know. I was like hoping that there was like, oh, was that it? Or like, did I say that right? And I was searching like stuff like that to like hopefully get like what you would have followed it up with. But no, I did get
That's
a few though.
good
I have
tactic,
a few
yeah.
brewing.
Okay, love that.
So
Well,
if I finish
anyway.
in time, maybe I'll put it in for you guys because she's right. It's more of a gift for you than it is for her.
Well, I appreciate it regardless, I guess. But anyway, we do have a completely normal episode today.
Wait.
What?
I texted my mom last night. I was like, oh my God. Like, do you remember when we did the ray gun thing? Jesse's in the fucking trailer for the Netflix doc. And she watches and she goes, you're in it too.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
oh,
what?
Yeah.
We had watched
You've
the
been
cropped
other girls
version.
so much that we didn't even second guess it or like double cross check. Like, we're just like, yeah, of course they left Lily out of it. It's so fucked up.
But it's funny because I've seen different versions where they cropped it differently and I'm in it and you're not. But it's your voice, obviously.
Yeah.
But I did think that was funny because we made such a big deal about that. The amount of people that have tagged us and messaged us about it.
No, it's crazy.
It's like, you're
It's
in
insane.
a Netflix documentary. It was like, well, I kind of wish it was for different circumstances.
No, I know. We subsequently, too, were on like Australian news, too. People were tagging me in that type of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we begin?
We shall. Who do you want to start?
Okay, I think I'll start. We have a perm gone wrong. We have covered a lot of hair things gone wrong. I don't think we've ever particularly talked about perms. Have you ever gotten one?
No. It's hard because I edited some of them too, so I can't ever remember if I was actually in them or if I just have seen it a lot.
Oh,
But
right, yeah.
I think it was Megan and Jocelyn gave our camera guy a perm once.
Oh my God, did his hair all fall out?
It didn't go
That's, like,
great. I
actually
don't
dangerous.
think. Yeah, well, I mean, we did a lot of things that probably weren't the safest, but
Yeah.
no, I don't think it fell out. I think it was okay, but I don't think it went well.
Well, also, they probably had like super short hair, not long hair.
Yeah. So like worst case scenario, he would have just like shaved it and grown it back.
Right. Did you see that James Charles recently got a perm?
Yeah, I think I sent it to you.
You did.
At least he's
I
getting
was
rid of those
horrified.
fuck ass curls. But
Yeah,
like,
we've moved on, but not very far. But this is not about James Charles and his unfortunate perm.
no.
This is about Millie. Millie went to a salon and got a perm done, which I was quite shocked by. I have only had a perm done once. I forced my grandma to do it when I was in high school and I wanted curly hair and she used to be a hairstylist. And honestly, all I remember is that it smelled like shit and it didn't last that long.
how do they do it?
That's all I remember.
How does it work?
I mean, I'm not a hairstylist, but from what I remember, it's like this solution that fucking reeks. They put it in your hair and they roll up your hair first and then put the solution, something like that. It's drenched and then they wash it out and that's it. Your hair is curly.
Got it. So you don't know how it works.
No, well, that's how it works. They put the juice. They put the juice and it goes curly.
It's a special magical juice.
Yeah, it's a special magical stinky juice on rolled hair. And I think the like size of the rollers is how like, coiled your hair will be. And then that's it.
In my head, I think whenever I think perm, I think Legally Blonde specifically.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Chutney,
Can't wash
yeah.
it for 24 hours.
Exactly.
Because isn't it the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm, at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate?
But anyway, we're just going to follow Millie along her interesting journey with Ashlyn Argo, who was her hairstylist. And she has deactivated all her social media accounts. But of course, our amazing researcher was able to get her, profile screenshot before that happened. And this all took place in Vanity Hair Salon. And the salon also had deactivated their social media, but they have since returned with an apology. So we're going to get to all of that. Let's watch her first TikTok on it.
So I got a perm yesterday. And this is my hair. I'm trying to wait the full 48 hours because I know that that's what I'm supposed to wait.
48? Legally blonde.
I was like, I thought it was 24.
I have conflicting information on that.
But I genuinely am so scared. Like,
oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay. That's the worst hair that we've seen that has been like ruined by somebody, I think.
guys, this can't be good.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, there's maybe a potential curl kind of thing in there.
I actually do not see a single curl. Like, actually
It
don't.
kind of looks crimped.
Right? Yeah.
Perhaps.
This is what my hair looks like if with extensions I sleep without a bonnet on. This is how I wake up. And that's why I can't sleep without a bonnet.
Yeah. I had to learn how to braid to deal with my extensions at night.
I paid $200 for this. Like, where... It just looks frizzy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't... Like, please, somebody tell me that when I wash this, and should I even wait the 48 hours?
No.
Maybe not.
Should I even wait the 48 hours?
The way I would run to go wash my hair is like,
You'd be like,
fuck
"Get it out!"
everything. Obviously, people were commenting because she did ask for help, and like in the caption was like, let me know what the fuck is going on. People were commenting things like, as a hairstylist, your hair was overprocessed. She should give you free hair conditioning treatments to fix it. And then someone else says, you can clearly see your hair is burnt. Your curls should show immediately after the perm is done. Sue them! Which,
Don't, like, no.
all right,
I don't
let's
think we
settle
see
down.
them.
We need to like collect a count for the year or something. Like how many comments we've read of people like, sue
Or
them
like
immediately.
maybe like a table where it's like, yes, sue them, probably don't
Yeah.
sue them.
Don't sue. I think it's all going to be on that fucking side. Like, I've never
Very
even
rare.
seen one other than we saw one recently that we're like, this is defamation. I don't remember what it was, but we were saying like, damn,
There
this
has
is
been
fucked
a
up.
few. Maybe we'll get an end of the year tally going.
But anyway, this is her second and third video we're going to watch. This is the one that got 1.6 million likes. And this is the one where she's like the most emotional, which is obviously why people gravitated towards it.
I understand this is like maybe too much for hair, but got my hair done at this stupid fucking salon called Vanity Salon and Color Bar in Garner, North Carolina. I got my hair done by Ashlyn. And I have waited 6 years to get my hair done professionally again. I work
yep.
a minimum wage job, so I work really hard to save my money, and I've just been box dyeing it with black box dye until I was able to go and get a perm. I've really wanted a perm for a really long time. I came in to get one. When we sat down, we did a curl test. She immediately did a curl test on the back of my hair back here. She put the product on, and then she asked me, have you had any bleach in your hair? No, not in over 10 years. Have you had any type of henna? No, never henna. I know henna won't come out, so I never touch henna. Have you box dyed it? Yes, I did box dye it a couple months ago. This is the box dye I used. She looked up the ingredients on the box dye to make sure that none of them would have any interference with the perm that she was about to put on my head. Then she put the perm on my head. And I think she left it on too long. I don't know what happened, but when she was rinsing it out, it felt like when she was pulling through my hair, like I could feel it. Like, I'm sorry, I've spent so much of my life trying to get my hair, like, to be the way that I, like, healthy and long and pretty. And I trusted the salon. I spent over $200 on this. I trusted the salon. So I go in there today because 5 days ago, I called them and let them know that my hair was burned, completely burned. Like my screen is like blurry right now. Sorry, I accidentally turned it off, but
Not the ray of light.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to calm down. 5 days ago, I left a review and I called Ashlyn and I said, this is what happened to my hair. Like, can you please refund me or do something to fix it? She said, no, I told you whenever I did your hair that there was a chance it could melt.
What?
And I don't do refunds.
Not the chance of melting. That is insane.
Something tells me you didn't tell her that.
Well, my thoughts are, I understand as a hairstylist saying, hey, this could definitely cause more damage to your hair, but if you fully did a curl test and thought there was a chance of it melting, methinks you wouldn't have done the service, or you shouldn't have.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, we've talked about before that hairstylists, like, their business card is the hair that they do.
Yep, this is a hell of a fucking business card.
You don't want to have a bunch of people walking around with shitty, like, burned hair and then telling people that they went to you and, like, you're the reason it is like that. I feel like usually even hairdressers are, like, more hesitant to do stuff than the actual client is, because the client's
They
like,
should be.
"Oh,
They
it'll
know
be
about
fine."
it. They
and
went
it's
to school
like the
for it.
hairdresser's like, no, I'm telling you that's not going to go well, so we probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if melting was even remotely a possibility,
Melting is crazy.
I
She's
think we should
I
probably
told you
steer
could leave
clear.
bald. I told you that. Breakage is a different story. Like, hey, your hair's not going to be as healthy if we go from freaking brunette to blonde in one day. Like, that's not going to be
melting
good.
feels like
Melting?
a red flags, sound
Crazy.
the alarm, turn back. Before we go any further, we have a word from our sponsor, Rocket Money.
If you don't already know, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. And a heavy emphasis there on monitors your spending, because it really wasn't until I tried Rocket Money that I was able to actually see a full financial picture of the horror of my spending. And it was very eye-opening, and thus has helped me save a lot in the long run.
And with their other features, mainly the helping you cancel your unwanted subscriptions, that also is kind of eye-opening to your spending, because you think like, oh, I only have a few. And then it's like, oh, I actually have like 50 and some of them are duplicates and I need to cancel all of them immediately. That happens to me like once a month.
Rocket Money truly has so many helpful features when it comes to your finances. One of my favorites, like I said, is seeing everything in one single dashboard. It consolidates all of your accounts. It could be checking, investment accounts, savings accounts. You get to see it all in one place. And it has automatic transaction categorization, but you can also customize certain categories and tags, and it really just helps reveal spending patterns. And my favorite part, if you're like me and you're not so good at saving or remembering to save, because once your money hits your account, you're like, oh, money, wonderful. They have this automated savings option, which basically you can set an amount and frequency, and it's a very set it and forget it approach. And I do be forgetting to save, so that's great for me.
And it's also super helpful because they give you real-time alerts for large transactions, upcoming bills that maybe you might forget about, and also refunds and low balances.
So let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster, and join at rocketmoney.com/GWKT.
That's rocketmoney.com/DWKT, rocketmoney.com/DWKT.
And thank you so much to Rocket Money for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast.
So then I called the salon back and I said, hey, my stylist just hung up on me after I asked for a refund. Can I talk to the head of the salon? They said, we'll get back to you. The head of the salon will get back to you. I said, okay, thank you. I waited patiently. I waited 5 days. I even left a review on Google and Yelp, but that was it. I didn't want to come to TikTok yet and release the names of everybody because I was giving everybody a chance to do the right thing. So I wait, nobody calls. I call today and they say, hey, yeah, the owner is here today and she said she's going to give you a call before she leaves. It's just in a couple minutes. It won't be long. I said, okay. I waited. I took my 15-minute break then just so that I could wait and see if she called me. Nope, didn't call me. Didn't call me at all today. So what do? I go down to the salon for the first time since going back with my hair like this. And I walk in and I wait. I wait for over 15 minutes. Nobody comes to the desk. So I finally have to go back to one of the chairs, one of the rooms where somebody's doing something. And I said, hi, where's the owner of the salon? And she said, oh, she's not here right now. She left earlier. I said, well, can I have her number so I can call her? She was like, no, I don't give out her number. And I was like, well, is there anybody that I can talk to about getting a refund for my hair because it's melting off my head? And she was like, I have a client right now. I can't help you. How do you see a girl in tears come into your salon with hair like this, who tells you she's a single mom working a minimum wage job and she saved up for over 6 years to get her hair done just to have a nice, relaxing experience, to feel pretty afterwards? And I don't. My hair is ruined. Don't tell me to use the Olaplex. I've used the whole Olaplex kit. Don't tell me to do a certain curling thing and maybe your curling pattern won't come through. There's no curling pattern. It's completely fried. Completely fried. I literally look like I am a wet dog that's been electrocuted. Oh. And
I feel awful for her. She has such a way of saying the story. It's making me like very engulfed.
Just from the heart. Did she have people at least in her comments like offering to do things to fix it? What's his name?
He's here actually. He offered.
Of course he is. He always is.
Alfredo Lewis, yeah, we have his video. He fully stitched her and offered it.
Of course he did.
Which is great. And it's amazing. I mean, honestly, like, this does suck so bad. Like, it sucks when anybody goes in to get a service and stuff and they don't get what they expected. But somebody who literally is like, I could not afford this and I had to save for so long and I was looking forward to this. Like, genuinely, that does suck because everybody does want to just feel pretty and everyone does want to feel pampered. And you know, that's just, I hate that. And then I hate that it took this much attention and she posted so many videos and so many people dogpiled for the business to give half a crap.
And they eventually kind of did after deleting their account.
They gave a mild little turd on the ground. Yeah, they did. They did, yeah. This is her third video.
Last thing about this, and then I'll let it go. When I went into the salon, Ashlyn Argo, I walked up to her. She had a client in her seat. I just walked up and stared at her. And she said, I kid you not, just walked there and stood and stared at her.
The way her hair is right now.
And she looked at me and she goes, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. Who else was it? Sorry. I left the salon. I am no harm to any of them. I am just very verbally angry. That is all.
As you should be.
Verbally angry.
And Ashlyn Argo tried to make me a Christian while I was there too.
I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry. Pardon? Excuse me?
Well, her bio did say saved by Jesus.
This is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, no, you did point out she was saved by Jesus and she must subsequently make sure that everybody is. But that's fucking crazy.
She didn't want to save her hair though.
No, I was...
Try to get me to come to church with her, talk to me about how much God means to her. Really loving chick. Great example of a God-fearing woman. So,
I mean, isn't that the case a lot of times, I feel? Now, there were a lot of people that looked into Ashlyn and they found out that she basically just graduated beauty school last year in 2025. Somebody commented, Miss Argo just completed beauty school in December of 2025. So this latter half. The salon owner should be watching her like a hawk and in no way should have left her alone during a perm or honestly let her do a perm. I know they study that in cosmetology school, but they're also studying many, many different things. I feel like a perm is something you need to kind of be very refined and experienced in. Yeah, usually you go to somebody, honestly, who's been doing hair for like 30 years to get your perm done. I feel like you would never go to somebody who just graduated because it's not something that's used as often anymore.
I feel like if you just graduated, you should have to do like an apprenticeship.
Yeah, ideally. Like a tattoo artist kind of thing.
Where you're like shadowing someone and working as an assistant kind of.
Yeah. Somebody did comment back to that saying, I used to work there. It's a booth rent salon. The owner doesn't care. She hires girls right out of school, charges an arm and a leg for booth rent, and throws them to the wolves. Part of the reason I left, I saw too many young stylists royally fuck up women's hair. We don't know if that's true. Sounds true. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's the case for most salons is that they rent the booths, isn't it?
I'm trying to think if my salon is like that because I know for a fact she opened the salon with her sister. And so obviously like they had that whole thing, but then they're like friends with the people that work there as well. So I don't know how they do it. I'm sure they do probably rent and that is probably standard. I would assume that that doesn't inherently mean that the owner doesn't give a shit. I think in this case it might mean that, but like, I mean, literally every time I go to the salon, like if there's a new girl there or something who's been doing hair for years, it's not like she's like new to hair. Yeah. But like the owner who does my hair, she'll be like all over the place being like, oh, like let me help you with this, let me help you with that. Like she's just very hands-on. So it honestly probably depends on the integrity of the person who owns the salon. But people found that out because Ashlyn had her like actual graduation posts that obviously she's deleted everything, but it was a post that said, glory to God, I'm so excited to announce that I finished cosmetology school. This is a video of me clocking out for the last time. Hashtag God is good. Hashtag, you know, everything. You know, I think that is concerning that a 6 month, I mean, I'm not saying fresh out of school, you can't be doing shit, but like, for instance, I know a girl who I used to know through Vine. She ended up being a hairstylist. And for a long time, she was an apprentice. Like she was just helping people. She was handing the foils and shit.
I don't know
and,
why you would want
things.
to just jump into doing hair on your own. Like, cause it's such a risky, like people are very particular about their hair.
Yeah, you're going from like mannequins to that or like mannequins and the odd client here or there to like fully being responsible for head after head. Like, I just feel like that's a little concerning.
Like gauging, like, what have you used before? How might that interact with the chemicals that I'm going to put on your hair? Like, I feel like that's probably not as much of a thing in doing it on mannequins and wigs.
Yeah. Now we are entering tricky territory because this did go viral. And so what do people do when they know the business?
Bad
We
reviews.
just talked about this. Yeah, they did. And they boasted about it too in her comments and said things like this: I left a review and booked an appointment with her that I will never go to. She was out of line and more. The internet wins.
No, it doesn't.
And then somebody said, no, you need to go, but tell her off.
No.
Like, literally go there to verbally
Assault her?
berate this
Yeah,
woman.
no.
Like, no, you need to go and knock her in the fucking face. Like, where do we draw the line here? Like, actually, that's fucking crazy.
People are insane.
She's negligent with hair, but my God. And then somebody else named Jessi responds, I'm sure they don't even live nearby. Most people are just doing it to fill her books up so she doesn't get paid. Somebody else responded with at least some sense and said, so what if Ashlyn is a single parent and possibly now doesn't have money to feed her child? This should have been handled differently because nobody thought about how this could affect people beyond Ashlyn. I don't agree necessarily with like her not being able to come on TikTok because Ashlyn could be affected by it. But I do kind of understand what she's saying in the sense of like, is this really how we have to deal with this? Like,
well, that's the thing.
completely
It's like,
fucking booking
just
her up and
because
shit.
someone comes and shares their story doesn't mean that everyone has to like jump down that person's throat and be like, you don't deserve to live anymore.
But I do feel like the internet does believe that is what we have to do. Like, that is
Absolutely.
the only justice
Yeah.
that is available. And they're going to go straight for that. And I just don't think so. Like, I'm glad that you and I both agree on that. And like, every time it happens, we're like, ew, that's weird. Now, this did not do the thing like how Yelp has it, where it kind of stops the reviews if it feels like something funky is going on. No, Google has allowed all these reviews. So we do have a screen recording of all of the bad ones. We're not going to go through it, but it now has 1.4 stars, which is pretty low. Pretty low, I'm not gonna lie. Now, this is where with Millie, I was a little bit like, that's interesting. She posted this after everybody tanked their Google reviews.
Guys, you have made me happy cry today now more than I have sad cried. You told me that you would write it down for me. And bitches, you wrote it down. You fucking brought the whole Calvary. The whole Calvary. 10 toes down on it. You did that. You guys did that. You and me, I'm not going we're not going in, we're like this now. Do you understand? I can't even go through all the comments of all the sweet fucking girls and guys and theys and thems leaving all the fucking sweet comments about how they fix their hair and what to do and telling me that they love me and supporting me and being sweet. And I haven't even gotten through all the DMs yet of people offering to help. Like, I'm going to answer everybody. I'm going to go through all of them. I swear, because I'm just so grateful for the response of this. I didn't expect this, genuinely. I thought I was going to post that video and then I was going to be like, I don't want like potential acquaintances to see it and like think I'm like crazy because I'm having a crash out on the internet. And so I thought I'd maybe just post it for a couple of my friends to like comment on and see, and then I'd get like embarrassed and delete it, because that's kind of what I do with a lot of my videos like that. I just delete them. But then you guys, it just went nuts. When I opened my phone back up, it was just crazy. So thank you for your support. You have no idea how encouraging you have been to me today and how fun it has been to read all of your comments and reviews. And I think I am just most excited about the stickers and the memes that have been made of me so far.
Yeah, you know, kind of interesting.
I'm fine with her liking the comments and the messages and stuff, but I think embracing and like encouraging the reviews is giving, do you understand what you're doing?
No.
Because I think a lot of people really don't consider it.
No, and she's not an influencer, right? So she's like, this is not what she does for a living, and maybe she doesn't understand the repercussions of that, or like just how that affects, honestly, ultimately her integrity.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she doesn't realize how it kind of reflects on her, regardless of the fact that she was obviously wronged. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying where you went.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the problem either. I mean, especially if you're being shut down when you're like asking for them to remedy the situation. And like, I get it.
You want to warn people because you don't want other people to experience
For
that
sure.
too. Again, it's
100%.
never been the problem of like naming the place or the person if they really did do something wrong and they're not trying trying to fix it, I think that's okay. But it's the reviews and stuff. I think that it goes too far.
Now, she does a couple more videos. We will watch this one. It's her explaining the process of like what actually happened that day. Because she obviously says that like her hair got fucked up. But as people ask more questions and like, how did she do your hair? What was the process like? This was how
she talk about the magic juice?
She does. Now we're going to learn about the juice.
Okay, I'm here to clear up 2 different conspiracies here. 1, the strand test. 2, why did I pay afterwards? 1, the strand test, she took this piece of hair right here, the one that's broken off now.
Oh my God.
And she put perm solution in it. She left it in for 30 seconds. She didn't use a roller or anything, didn't curl it around her finger, didn't rinse it out, none of that.
So we're not going to learn about the juice because I don't think Ashley knows how to use the juice. So I don't think this is a fair test.
Got it.
She left it in for 30 seconds, then she took her fingers, she ran it through the hair, she gave it a good pull, and she said, yep, looks like it's going to be fine. And then she said, I smell a perma coming, and she ran back to the door.
I smell a perma coming.
I smell a perma coming, and then broke all my hair off, I'd punch him in the face. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like maybe you should have smelled it burning and melting together.
That's what happened with the strand test. I didn't get to see a curl or anything. All I did was see her put the solution on my hair, check that. I thought she was just checking that the porosity
the magic
was right,
was there.
that it wasn't too elasticy. You know what I mean? And that then, once she said it was fine, that the rest of the head would be fine. I trusted her. My bad. Second thing, why did I pay? When I finished it, she was like, I know it looks huge. It's ginormous right now. Because I'm like, this is not. She's like, do you like it? And I was like, and then she was like, well, you know, it's literally, you have to wait 48 to 72 hours to wash this hair. Holy shit, I'm changing colors right now for the sun. And
right there, would have been legally blonde at 24.
Patterns, like once you rinse out, she's like, you can't rinse out perm solution. So the perm solution's still in your hair. So that's why it looks like that. So she was like, when you rinse it out, all that perm solution is going to come out and those curls are going to be there. I can already see curl patterns. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm overreacting. This is a lot of volume at least. Maybe I'll go home and I'll do what she says after 48 hours. I'll wait the 48 hours. I waited the 48 hours. I waited. I went to work with my hair like this. It smelled like spoiled eggs and diesel. It did not smell good and I looked horrible. Okay?
It smelled the perma coming.
It felt disgusting from the beginning. And I still waited. And then when I washed it, I had the full Olaplex kit already because I was terrified it was already burnt, which is why I made my first video, which shows me in the car like, hey, I'm worried about my hair, guys. I couldn't have been any more clear cut about this. Like, it's so... Also, I forgot to tell you guys that when I called like the salon back after Ashley hung up on me the first time, the stylist who answered the phone, for everybody who's like, oh, I'm so sad about the other stylist, they were horrible too, because the other stylist who picked up the phone, I told her what happened. She said, well, I heard Ashlyn tell you on the phone that she told you it could melt. And I said, no, ma'am, she didn't. I said the same thing. She did a strand test. She looked at what was in my box dye. She told me nothing was going to be reactive, and she did it anyways. And she said, well, I don't control you getting a refund, so I'll have to talk to the owner. You'll have to wait. And I was like, okay, well, I have been waiting a little bit, and I just want to say, if I don't get a response, I am going to leave a review. And she goes, well, that's really mean of you. And I said, actually, no, it's really mean of you to fry my hair off and take $200 from me. And then she was like, all right, have a nice day, and hung up on me too. So for everybody being like, oh, that's Salon, the rest of them are probably angels. Only one so far has come up and said, hey, I'm a God, I can't remember the word, hairstylist here, and I'm so sorry about what happened. We're individual stylists, you know, we rent out booths ourselves. I understand that. I'm actually a cosmetology school dropout because I knew I couldn't cut hair. When I started cutting hair, I knew it wasn't my mission in life. I knew it wasn't what I was supposed to do, right? I did a couple perms. I did those mannequins. So I understand, right? I get it. At the same time, I don't. Well, how are you guys finding any way around? I know there's going to be somebody always that's going to say that you're lying or you're crazy or whatever, and I know that. But when the stylist gets on here and says I'm lying and I'm crazy, or that I saw the strand test and should have known, come on, girl.
I mean, what's the alternative narrative that happened? I told you it could melt and you said do it anyway? Like, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think that happened. A bunch of hairstylists, allegedly, we don't know. They were commenting things like, oh my God, as a hairstylist for 26 years, you always rinse out a perm. You need to rinse it for 10 minutes. It's washing the hair you can't do. Rinsing it stops a product from working and frying your hair. Oh. So she's basically saying instead of doing that rinse out, like she left with the perm solution just like in her hair.
Interesting.
Which is why it's all fried
The magic
off.
Juice is not supposed to stay on that long.
Yeah, no, now we know that. You know, I didn't know that before. Anyway, now we finally get to the salon owner making the TikTok page public again and putting up this that she's obviously reading from a piece of paper.
Hi, I'm Amanda, owner of Vanity Salon and Color Bar in Garner, North Carolina. For 15 years, I have proudly owned and operated Vanity with dignity, integrity, and a commitment to our clients. Most of our stylists have been with us for 8 or more years now, and I'm incredibly proud of the reputation that they have helped us build. First and foremost, I would like to sincerely apologize to Millie for her experience. I take what happened very seriously. The matter has been addressed internally. The stylist has refunded Millie her money, and the stylist involved is no longer with our salon. While we sincerely regret this experience, one unfortunate incident does not reflect the standards, talent, or integrity of our salon as a whole. It should not overshadow 15 years of hard work, loyal clients, and talented professionals who take tremendous pride in the services that they provide. We respect everyone's right to share experiences, voice concerns. However, fraudulent appointments, harassment, death threats to myself or any of my staff have crossed a line and are now affecting our ability to serve our clients. These actions are unacceptable and they will be handled appropriately. We will not engage in online arguments or negativity. We will continue to operate with the same integrity and dignity that have guided Vanity Salon for the past 15 years.
Good point.
You liked it?
Yeah, no notes.
And then our researcher put, Millie sees the video, makes her respond. She thinks the apology isn't genuine. And then in parentheses puts, this is her most recent video upload. God bless. She has been uploading nonstop. Which like, this is number, fucking
When you
9
said
of
8
Millie or
to
something.
begin with, I was like, oh, that's
it's
quite
a
a
lot.
few videos.
It's a lot. And we skipped over a few because
I mean,
we didn't need to
God
watch
bless.
them. And arguably they maybe didn't need to be up. Well, I don't know. But this is it.
Hi, I'm Amanda, owner of Vanity Salon and Color Bar in Garner, North Carolina. For 15 years, I have proudly owned and operated Vanity.
She responded, guys. Okay, first and foremost, never once did I encourage or condone harassment or death threats.
You kind of did.
I don't know. We could have some proof you did, Mama. I don't know.
Being sent to her. So that's not me. Gonna go ahead and put that out there right now. Secondly, and let me say it right now, do not do any of those things.
Okay,
Secondly,
well, God bless. They already
that
did it.
apology, I'm not a PR expert, but I can even tell you, that apology felt like the most insincere apology I've ever heard in my entire life. It felt like this. My name is so-and-so, and I'm sorry that happened to that girl. My other stylists are great, and we've spent a really long time here doing a great job. And it's 15 years of work. I've been working for 15 years. So sorry to that girl, but my salon is good, and we're going to keep working good. That's how it felt.
I gotta say though, Millie, in the grand scheme of apologies that we've seen, and we've seen a lot.
Not that bad.
It really could have been a lot worse.
Listen, maybe our standards are absolutely
The bar's
low
pretty-
and the bar
yeah,
is
it's
in
in
hell at this point.
I mean, she said your name. She apologized. She fired the person.
She remembered who you were. That's a good one.
And
Yep.
you got your money back. So I feel like everything's been addressed.
I agree that, remember,
didn't seem
I
super
led it with
genuine,
she's
no.
obviously reading off of a paper.
Yeah.
I don't know that this felt super sincere. I do think that the points that she brought up were fair. I'm not saying her reputation and stuff. I don't know her reputation
No,
before
okay,
this.
yeah.
I don't know if that's valid or not.
Yeah.
But I do understand where she's coming from on a human level. There are other stylists there. And Millie also perpetuated, there's other stylists, but another stylist was rude to me
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
And so she kind of made it seem like, fuck them all.
Yeah.
And that's not, she did say that one stylist was nice to her, but that's exactly why. These are all individual, contracted people who are making their own money and have nothing really to do with the owner. The owner should, because it's under her business name, we already said that, she should be more careful
She
and
has
just vigilant.
responsibility, definitely. But
yeah.
don't try and punish the entire salon, get it shut down. Is that really what you wanted? What's...
And you were excited about it. I just don't like the backstepping and then saying I never said that. You loved the Calvary. You called it a Calvary or Cavalry?
Cavalry.
Calvary?
Yeah.
Oh, which one? Whatever one it is. Okay.
Yeah, I loved reading all the comments and the reviews, and she giggled. I'm like, no, you liked that.
Yeah, you liked it. So
that was
just,
why our
stand
reaction
by
to that video was
Exactly. Before we continue, we really quickly want to thank our next sponsor, and that's Tumble.
It's already hard to find a rug that you actually like for your home, but then once you do find it, if you get one that is not machine washable, for example, it kind of is a disaster. It's just like a magnet for stains. But that's where Tumble comes in, because all of their rugs are machine washable, and it just makes it so easy. It allows you to keep everything actually clean.
And let me tell you, I have tried machine washable rugs in the past, but nothing compares to Tumble. They have this amazing cushioned, emphasis on cushion, because it is quite a cushion, non-slip rug pad that tucks into the hidden corner pockets on the underside of the rug. And oh my God, it doesn't slip and slide around. It's super comfortable to stand on. But then also, I just feel like it hasn't lost that spill proofness over many washes. I'm talking, I have washed it easily over 30 times at this point, and it is still as spill proof as the first aid. Nothing leaks through it. And trust me, there's a lot of spills that have tested it.
Well, and that's the best thing, is that not only can you machine wash them for like when they actually need some washing, but they have a proprietary spill proof surface that causes the liquid to like bead up so it doesn't actually soak into the rug. So for a lot of spills and stuff, you don't even have to wash it. You can just wipe it right up.
Yeah, and also I feel like when it comes to machine washable rugs, I wasn't able to find one that I thought was like super cute for my home. And I love the runner that I have in my kitchen. It matches my decor perfectly. And it's the perfect place to have a machine washable rug because a lot of things happen in the kitchen.
And for a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off plus free shipping at tumbleliving.com/DWKT.
That's TUMBLE living.com/GWKT. And then after you purchase, they're going to ask how you heard about them. And it helps us out a lot if you let them know the Girlies sent you. And thank you so much to Tumble for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast.
I don't know what else to say about it. Like,
Nothing.
I can tell you're mad at me. I can tell you feel like I ruined everything. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It's not my fault. Listen, when I left that salon, I looked you all in the face. I looked every salon, or every stylist that was not you, the owner. You weren't nowhere to be found. Every stylist that was in there in the face. And I said, I'm telling TikTok. I've got a following. And I didn't. I had 300 people following me at the time.
But it's not them that did it.
That's weird too.
Yeah.
Like, I understand coming to TikTok and feeling like that's a last resort because you called and they shut you down and all of that stuff. I find it weird that you were unsatisfied with your service and you went there and then you left and said, I'm going to make a TikTok about this. I find that weird. Like, I don't know.
I don't even find it weird that she made the TikTok, but I find it weird now that she's like, what else do you want at this point?
I mean, her hair is still fucked up.
Obviously, not great. Shouldn't have happened to begin with.
Like, I would have liked for if I'm being picky about the salon and thinking what they should have done.
But would she have gone?
Yeah. I mean, to a different stylist? Maybe.
Who knows?
If they could have said, we're going to refund you.
They should have
and
at
it's
least
on
offered,
us.
for sure.
We'll fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give you a deep conditioning treatment like that one lady said and call it a day. That's not very expensive to do.
Honestly, I feel like if I was in that situation, free haircuts for life.
That's what you would give as an owner?
Yeah, I'm like, to one person, PR is more important than the $200 that you would be losing every 4 to 6 months. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll end it on this. Alfredo Lewis, good friend of the show, did end up stitching her, offering her to come to LA and do her hair. And then she commented on his TikTok saying, Alfredo, yes, I just woke up to this magical TikTok stitch. I am DMing you back right now. And he says, Millie, hi there. I just saw your DM and wrote you back. Let's hop on a call today and plan.
I love the public comments to be like, I just wrote you this in the DMs. It's like, well, I'm sure she'll see that, but you're telling everyone else that.
Yeah.
So.
But he follows up with an update and says, update, we text and hopefully going to plan saving this hair today with a praying emoji. I mean, I hope he does.
I do too. I give him a hard time, but good job.
Yeah, no, he's probably going to send her home with like K18 shit and put some extensions on it to like help her out. And that's, slay. I mean, I'm sure she's going to love that.
Like the average person that he helps with their hair, they do like it afterwards. I think it was just that one time the girl didn't like it.
Just that one Kylie Jenner lookalike that did not
got
like
the
it.
Kelly
Anyway,
Clarkson streaks.
Yeah, so we don't know how her hair is going to turn out with Alfredo. I mean, she's box dyed with a perm. It's not easy to fix. I'm not going to lie. Like, that actually is kind of a complicated situation. But that being said, that's all we know. That's where the situation lies. Wishing well for everybody. Kind of a weird one. Not going to lie.
Yeah. Feel horrible for Millie. Shouldn't have happened. Hope her hair gets better. Don't leave reviews for businesses you've never been to.
Yep. Yeah, agreed.
Hey girlies, bit of an update, kind of a big update actually. So Millie, the girl whose hair got fried from the perm, let's just say people have kind of turned on her. It's been a little hard to follow after the fact, but what I think happened was basically people started looking back at her profile and seeing that she had highlights in some of her videos that were like much more recent than 10 years. And she does have a response to that. So I guess though, once people saw that, they like totally switched sides and were like, how could you lie? You totally screwed over this hairstylist, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't helped when she then also started promoting promoting her band. And people were like, oh, so that's what all of this was for? So here's her explaining the whole highlights sooner than 10 years ago thing.
Good morning. I want to talk because I want to clear some things up, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to hide or deceive any of you, because it couldn't be further from the truth. I am just very shaken up by all of the videos online. And a lot of the responses are, well, you deserve it. This is what you did to Ashlyn. I never meant for Ashlyn to receive any of this kind of hate at all. When I posted that video, I thought my 300 followers would see it and that they wouldn't go to the salon, and they would text me and encourage me and ask me how I am. And that was it. I didn't expect for it to go off like it did. And I understand that I can't control whether you guys believe me or not. And that's totally fine with me. If you don't want to follow me, if you don't want to believe me, that's okay. But I do want to be clear also that in my first video I made, I know I did misspeak. I misspoke. I said that I told her I hadn't had any bleach dye my hair in over 10 years. The way that it happened when I was in the chair was she said, what's your hair history been like the past 10 years? And at first I said I've only had box dye. And then I corrected myself and I said, actually, the last time I had my hair professionally done was 6 years ago. I had my naturally medium brown hair, and the stylist did some baby highlights around to frame my face and some balayage highlights to mix into the blonde and brown handstone extensions. And she did it at the time for me for free because I was doing some photos for her. I knew it was something that I couldn't pay to upkeep, but I got it done because it was fun, and I loved the stylist, and it was a great time. Being a brand owner, I have recycled those photos of myself over and over and over again anytime there's an About Me section that needs to be made. So whenever I got divorced in 2025, I had a really hard time finding a job because the only thing I had done so far was really be a brand owner for my photography. And so for a little bit I tried to relaunch my brand and just do families and like couple photos. And I used that photo and I said, I'm back. And I made this big thing talking about how I couldn't wait to be back and take photos of people. It didn't work. It flopped. I wasn't able to restart the business, so I ended up having to get a different minimum wage job. But those are the photos that you guys are seeing around. And I was truthful and I was honest with Ashlyn when I was in her chair. She knew my real, true hair history. I'm sorry I misspoke in my first video. I really was not trying to hurt anybody. Yeah. Lastly,
My dad's a snake.
What snake? Hold on. Lastly, I am flattered that you guys think I'm smart enough to pull off some kind of like planned, like meticulous PR plan like this, but if I would have been that smart and I was really trying to, you know, push my music, I would have had my whole album already musically put together. It's already written. I just haven't musically put it together with the band, like in the studio. Like I would have had that already done and completed. Also, I wouldn't have responded so far the way that I have to some of the stylists that have obviously been coming out of the woodwork to offer their tips and tricks and positivity, and some of which I responded to very quickly, very harshly, because I thought it was negative and I was just trying to defend myself. I'm new to this, guys. I did not expect this many followers overnight. Again, I have kiddos, so I'm not trying to hide from you, but I'm also taking care of kiddos, and I do also have a job. So when I get back on here, I'm just flooded by new theories and new assumptions and accusations. And this is the last thing I want to say because I don't want any more of my videos to be negative. But I've been most affected by the fact that people have been posting photos of my old hair that contain my kids. I'm very, very, very cautious about what I post of them online, and I really just don't want anybody like posting anything that has my kids' faces in it. I want to keep them out of all of this, and I only want positive things that come from this situation. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye.
Yeah. So a couple things. Obviously we already have gone over at length that we disagreed with the fact that she was kind of like giddy about people leaving bad reviews and supporting her in the comments and stuff. So I think it's a little disingenuous to be like, I didn't think anyone was going to say anything or do anything, when she literally like put her first and last name and tagged the salon and everything in her original video. And then in the follow-up videos acted like excited by the response. She only now doesn't like the response because it's turned bad for her, which I will say I also don't agree with. I think everyone just needs to calm down. I think that would be the best course of action here. I definitely don't think people should be reposting pictures or videos of her kids, but back to the reason we're here, which is the hair. So according to her, she did tell the stylist the actual amount, like 6 years or whatever, since she got highlights last, but people in the comments, a lot of them don't seem to be getting that, and they still are saying that she lied to the stylist and that it's all her fault. So I don't know exactly what content people were seeing that they were referring to the highlights, but there is one comment that screenshotted a duet that she had done in 2024, and people are misinterpreting that picture and saying that she had the highlights in 2024, but in reality, she's duetting a video in 2024 while she has dark hair, and it's duetting a video that is older than that. So honestly, I don't really know how much the highlights play into this, but that is also because there's apparently another aspect at play, and that is the black box hair dye that she has been using for years. There's another creator that came out, and her name is Crystal Chaos, and she has almost 1 million followers, and she's a hairstylist, and she had a lot to say about this whole situation. Mainly, the highlights, it doesn't sound like were the problem. It sounds like the problem was actually just the black box dye, which turns out you can't perm. Not a good idea.
Got my hair done at this stupid fucking salon.
I hate that we have to talk about this, and I honestly feel so bad for this lady. The way that the stylist in the salon has treated her is absolutely abhorrent, and I'm embarrassed for our industry. Like, literally no wonder the whole of the fucking internet hates us. But instead of bashing them, as I know many people online are doing right now, we're going to turn this into a learning corner about why black box color and perm solution do not go together. So, black box color, mostly black box color, carries metallic salts. I'm not going to say you're not going to find metallic salts in other box colors. I'm sure that they are out there, but black specifically carries the biggest load of metallic salts. These black box colors, they rely on these metallic salts because these metals are highly efficient, cheap chemical binding agents for producing dense, opaque, jet black coverage. So if you're a stylist who's wanting to do perms and somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I have layers and layers of black box color, I want a perm, your answer should automatically be, no, no ma'am, not today, not ever. Would you like a different service, a haircut, a blowout? I will not be taking your money. I will not be frying your hair off. Because what happened to that woman's hair is not reversible. She's going to have to maintain and deal until all of that grows out. And it's not a fun experience. So when these metallic salts that are in black box color meet an alkaline agent, which is going to be your perm solution, they cause a violent exothermic reaction. And exothermic means heat generating. I'm talking seconds to minutes that this is going to heat up so fast that it's going to fry your hair. And the longer it sits on, the worse it's going to get. I'm honestly surprised that she has as much of her hair left as she does. Now, you would think that you would be able to go into the hair with like a chelating or a CPR or a color remover or a crystal gel or something and kind of pull some of those metallic salts out. The answer is no. First of all, color removers remove color. The chelators, they remove metals, they remove ions, but the metallic salts, they actually penetrate so deeply that they are somewhat permanently a part of your keratin structure. So while the chelators might pull some of it out, it's not going to get all of it out. And if you do put perm solution over it, there is still a possibility that that reaction is going to happen. You don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. And clearly this stylist didn't know any of this. And for her to tell this woman, like, no, I'm not going to give you a refund. I told you there was a chance that your hair could melt, and then hang up on her that's an inexcusable behavior. Like, we're not doing that. Like, you clearly didn't know why this happened, and now you're trying to shift the blame onto the client, and you're keeping her money for frying her hair, which is absolutely not okay. And if she did tell her that her hair could fry off, I don't think that woman would have went through with it, seeing how upset she was with it. But again, I'm going to reiterate and repeat myself. If someone comes in with black box color and they want a perm, your answer should be no. And this is just protecting yourself, protecting your client, and erring on the side of caution. If they get mad and they want to go somewhere else, let them.
People are also arguing now that Millie should have known that because Millie said that she went to cosmetology school. So whether or not she knew that, who knows? But on top of Crystal talking about the fact that Ashlyn shouldn't have touched Millie's hair, she is also weighing in about Alfredo Lewis, who's going to fly her out to LA and quote unquote fix her hair. Well, Crystal says that Alfredo's full of shit and that you can't fix her hair. And Crystal's not the only one that has this opinion. And actually a lot of people on Millie's videos are saying, do not go to LA, don't have Alfredo touch your hair because he can't fix it and you're just gonna make it worse. And he's just like gonna give her extensions and that it's gonna break off anyway. Crystal is not only criticizing Alfredo, but also apparently like Redkin was in her comments and K18 was in her comments. And Crystal's like, they all are just trying to capitalize on the virality here and they can't fix it.
I'm just gonna put this hot take right here and then I'm gonna get off this app for the weekend. I don't even think anybody's gonna see this video anyways, but the girl that got her hair fried by the perm solution, I need everyone to understand that is not fixable. I've seen K18 weigh in, I've seen Redkin weigh in, and of course Alfredo Lewis is like, let me fly you out and fix your hair. Her hair's not fixable. So short of shaving her head, I don't know what Alfredo Lewis thinks he's gonna do, and there's not a product on God's green earth from Redkin that is going to fix that. K18 is definitely not gonna fix it. The Holy Grail Olaplex wouldn't even fix it. God himself could reach down and touch her head and it wouldn't fix it. Perm Solution rearranges the guts of your hair, okay? And I'm trying to put this in a way that everybody can understand. It takes all of your bonds, it takes your protein structure, all of your amino acids, it breaks everything down, it makes it malleable so that when you wrap the hair around the perm rod, that it's all bendable from the inside out. And then you neutralize it and it's supposed to stay somewhat permanent in that shape. But that girl's hair is fried. Like whatever has happened to it with Perm Solution is fried. Even with bleach, there's like a degree of damage, like a level of damage that is fixable with products like things from Redken, K18, Olaplex, etc. Perm Solution is way more volatile. Start talking about relaxers, which have lye in it. Those are also way more volatile. So this is not something that is fixable aside from shaving her head. And again, I don't know what Alfredo's going to do. He's going to give her the best blowout of her life, and then she's going to go home and wash her hair. It's going to feel like straw again. So I don't know what these brands are thinking, but I'm really kind of tired of seeing brands and people like try to cash in on others' viral moments and get their virality moment out of it too and be like, we helped Millie fix her hair. No, you didn't, because you can't. It's not possible. Like that girl's gonna have to let her hair grow out. Now, will these products help make her hair more manageable? Maybe. Will it make it easier to live with? Maybe. Sure, she's definitely gonna need a healthy haircut. But watching these brands try to like pick at these viral moments and be like, we helped, we care. It's like, no, you care about views and you care about being seen. You care about getting out there and being seen and whatever. Like, would you have the same reaction if that video only had 20,000 views or 50,000 views? Probably not. Would Alfredo be offering to fly her out if her video only had 20,000 views or 50,000 views? Probably not. I've only ever seen him try to help people who have millions and millions of views because he's cashing in on that virality, the same as these brands are doing. I don't know. That's my hot take. It's not fixable short of just trying to make it manageable. And yeah.
Some of the comparisons I saw people putting in the comments were like you cannot get an egg back out from a cake you baked. Someone says, you cannot untoast bread. You cannot unfry that hair damage. Someone else says that she deleted my comment explaining why she should have never got a perm using black box dye. The hairstylist should have known this too. But something I did think was entertaining was that in that video she mentions that like even God could come down and touch her hair and it wouldn't fix it. Well, that has upset a lot of the religious people because they have been coming in droves to Crystal's comments and saying things like, correction, God is the only way it can be fixed. God can do anything, but human cannot. God could definitely fix it. Everything else, you're very correct, though. Honey, God could fix anything. You lost me when you said God couldn't fix it because he could make a blind man see again. You made your point without dragging my good Lord into it. Just saying. But so, after Crystal makes a couple videos about it, well, Millie saw one of those videos and decided that she was going to leave a comment because she was not happy about it. And the comment is unfortunately now deleted. So I don't know what the full comment says, but what we can see in the third video that Crystal makes where she replies to it, it says, didn't realize you know everything. Your opinion is negative, biased, and I'm sick of you tearing him apart. He has a whole team of stylists and brands working on this together. Just you wait. Again, I don't know if it continued, but that's Millie coming to Alfredo Lewis's defense.
I'm going to try and make this as nice as possible. Millie has entered the chat. Millie has found the video. She understands what we're saying and she does not like it. Apparently she has spoken to Alfredo. I'm going to speak directly to Millie on this. I can understand how you would find that this video is very negative. However, you don't know me from Adam and we have literally never spoken before. Hi, my name is Crystal. Nothing I say about hair or hair color is not scientifically backed. Everything has a scientific meaning when I am explaining it on this app. So when I am saying your hair is fried from the inside out and the structure is absolutely destroyed, it has scientific backing. Now, I know that can be hard to hear. Seeing hundreds of people say that you need to shave your head and start over fresh can be very frustrating and hard to hear. And honestly, I would be upset by it too. And I'm very sorry if you took that the wrong way or if it made you feel some type of way. When I saw your video initially, I had your back 100% because that should have never happened to you. And I'm so sorry that it happened to you. In another life, I would have told you to sue that girl or at least call state board. But when I found out she was a new stylist, I quickly realized that this is going to scar her for the rest of her life. She may never do hair again. Which, you know what? Maybe that's what you want and that's fine. When I saw your video, I knew that you were not a girl who was getting on the internet to cry for clout, that you were on the internet crying because you had no other avenue and you needed help because you didn't know what to do because the salon and the stylist were disrespecting you and they weren't communicating with you. I would have done the same thing and I absolutely understand it. But I have to question some things, and only because you put your personal business on the internet am I going to also bring them into this video. You said you saved up for 6 years for a $200 perm. 6 years. And you know what? The economy sucks. You're a single mom, you work minimum wage, trying to get your music off the ground. I have been there and I totally get it. My question to you is, and this is a serious question, it's not an accusation. How are you going to maintain the thousands of dollars worth of hair extensions that he is going to put in your hair? That's my question. My other question is, why did you not choose one of the smaller businesses somewhere near you? Did you think because they had less followers that they would not be as good at their job? There is a place that you could have gone right down the street and had your hair maintained until you grew out whatever happened to it. So I'm very curious about that. And I'm also curious as to why you're not defending the other stylists that were in your comments trying to help you the way that you are defending Alfredo. I fully understand how that video can come off negative. That was not my intention because it was not aimed at you. It was aimed at the people saying that it could be fixed. My thoughts and opinions on Alfredo are my thoughts and opinions on Alfredo. No one should have tagged you in that video and said you need to listen to her and do what she says. That was not my intent. What I had to say was to my audience and my audience only. Were we speaking about you and your experience? Yes, we were. As the internet goes, that's a thing that happens. I hope when you go to LA, you have the time of your fucking life. Girl, go catch a sunset on the beach because they are absolutely killer. I hope Alfredo and his team treat you with nothing but respect because that is what you deserve after going through what you went through. I hope that you leave with the most stunning head of hair and he fills up a suitcase full of products to help you maintain and manage what has happened to your hair so that you don't have to shave your head. That's my hope for you. You don't know me from Adam. We have literally never spoken before, and I'm disappointed that these are the first words that you had to say to me. I can understand that you're defending someone who has offered to fly you somewhere and help you and XYZ. I do get it. Truly, I do. But at the end of the day, what I said is backed by science. And so, your hair isn't fixable. It's only manageable at this point. Personally, I think adding extensions to it is going to cause more harm than good. But if it makes you feel good and it's a temporary fix to get you out of your funk, then I hope that it does everything that you're hoping that it does. And I hope you have the best time in LA.
It's going to be interesting because a lot of the comments in Crystal's comment section very much agree that he's not going to be able to fix this because, again, you can't untoast bread, you can't take an egg out of a cake, all the analogies. So this has also contributed to people turning against Millie. And then I even saw that there's some back and forth with someone saying that she scammed her because of a wedding. I don't know. It got a little too complicated and this episode needs to go up. So not going to dive into that one. But basically the internet has decided that now Millie's a monster for sending people after Ashlyn and also lying allegedly. And I guess for believing Alfredo Lewis and who she plans to visit in LA so he can fix her hair, even though apparently he's not going to be able to. And all the while she's still promoting her band, which people are mad about, which honestly, I think that's the least important part here. But yeah, I hope I got all of that. There might be more. I know a lot of people are tagging us in the updates. It's kind of a lot to follow. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Back to us. Bye.
Before we go any further, we have a word from our last sponsor, IndieCloud.
The kids are back in school, life is starting to pick back up, and I don't feel like I got enough time to relax. I don't feel caught up, is what I'm saying. I'm not ready for life to start back.
I don't think you're ever going to feel caught up.
Yeah, probably not. But that is where IndieCloud comes in, because IndieCloud is a fully legal online dispensary that has gummies, exotic flowers, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas, everything you could possibly need to actually unwind at the end of a long, busy day so that you can feel nice and rejuvenated the next day. Come on, mamas need to have fun too.
It's true, and everything is federally legal, hemp THC, lab tested and shipped discreetly and directly straight to your door. I personally like the sleep gummies. The energy gummies are nice too.
I cannot count how many times I've repurchased the Pineapple Express pre-rolls. They are my go-to. Whenever I have guests over that like to partake, that is what I offer along with the THC sodas. I feel like that's a really nice option if you don't necessarily want to actually go outside and smoke, you know what I mean? You just want to be with everybody else. Maybe they have alcohol and you don't feel like drinking, it's a really nice way to partake without partaking.
It's like an emotional support soda. And yeah, as I mentioned, I like the sleep gummies, which have melatonin and stuff in them, so make you pass right out. And then also, if you want more of a boost in the morning, there's popping candy crystals that are infused with caffeine, which is super nice because I feel like you've said before, you sometimes want to be awake to enjoy the feeling you're getting.
So if you're 21 or older, go to indiecloud.co, that's .co, not .com, and use code DWKT for 30% off your first subscription order.
That's indiecloud.co using the code DWKT, and you'll get 30% off your first subscription order, and it will be shipped routinely and discreetly right to your door. Plus, you'll get free gifts and free shipping on qualifying orders.
And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order to support our show. And thank you so much to IndieCloud for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast.
Okay. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Topic
I
2.
know all about this, and I've seen people tagging us in it, and I'm almost a little bit dreading talking about it. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I feel kind of bad, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
So we're going to be talking about, I'm sure you guys have probably seen, the Peter Pan girl.
Yeah.
And it's a girl named Tony. Baby Tony 99 is her handle. She's actually gotten quite a bit of followers from this, I think. Tony is a Disney adult. There's been a lot of information floating around that I can't necessarily verify, but allegedly she has gone to Disneyland every week for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Committed.
No, listen, I'm going to say I think that is obviously a lot, but I know people whose favorite pastime is going to Disney. I do.
I don't get it, but like, live your dreams, I guess. But so the reason she's gone viral is because, well, I would say there's a few, but there's like the majority of her account is videos of her interacting with the Peter Pan character at Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's not always the same Peter Pan. So
No,
her
it's never
obsession
the
with
same
Peter
one,
Pan is
almost.
not like limited to one of the actors. It's like just
No.
Peter Pan at the character that she's obsessed with. And she's now 26, I believe. So she's been going again every week since she was 16. She just really fucking loves Peter Pan.
Yeah.
I think that that's fine. However, I do think that there are maybe a concerning lack of boundaries at certain times, not even just with her, but just with people in general and the characters and the actors who play the characters.
Oh, for sure.
At amusement parks like this.
Really quickly, because I feel like I not relate to this, but like I understand having someone in my life, like Jonathan, my brother. He's older. He's 23 years old. He's obsessed with Star Wars. And he genuinely, when he is in Disney and doing all the Star Wars experiences, like he is so engulfed in it. Like he really feels like he met Chewbacca. He really feels like he got his lightsaber. Like, you know what I mean? It's so real to him. However, obviously, like we would never allow him to stick around a character and he hasn't tried, but like we wouldn't allow that as his family. Would be like, hey buddy, like we got to move on to the next thing type of thing, or like tell him it's an actor if we have to.
It's interesting because I've seen a lot of people talk about like the women that play like the princesses.
Yeah.
Get a lot of unwanted attention from like pervy dads and like creepy men.
Or even like I've seen Gaston
like
being touched
and he
by
like
women.
sends them away.
Yeah, because it's like you don't touch the act, like you should know that.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because that's an example of obviously a male character, but for the most part, I feel like you usually hear that about the female characters. And this is an interesting one that a lot of people are pointing out that it's like a little creepy also, because Peter Pan, obviously it's not like a kid playing him because they have to be an adult to be able to work, but Peter Pan, the character, is supposed to be like
is a child.
14.
Is he? I thought he was even younger.
I think it's
honestly.
like 13, 14. And the whole thing is like he doesn't want to
never grow up.
Yeah. The Lost Boys, blah, blah. And that's like why he wants Wendy to come with him to Neverland, because then she won't grow up because he doesn't like adults. So that actually also plays a role like in his whole like shtick and his character, is that he is kind of like sassy and like will be kind of rude to adults because like he doesn't like adults.
Okay.
That's one thing that he is able to kind of lean on to like distance himself from people, I think.
Right.
But here's the TikTok that went viral and why everyone's talking about Tony specifically. Everyone has decided they're now body language analysis. Body language analysts.
Along with many other things.
Yes. So I will say he does look a bit uncomfortable at certain points. And again, you have to also remember that this is not the first time that she's approached this Peter Pan or any of the other Peter Pans. It's been happening for literally.
But she has a nickname for him. She calls him Green Bean.
She does. Yeah.
And also, it said in her bio that she's a crochet artist. So this particular TikTok is her bringing something. It's a little duck with a Peter Pan hat that she crocheted for him.
She big on gifts, but also something on that is I feel like they should even like have a rule that maybe they can't accept.
I was about to say, I can't believe they can accept gifts.
Yeah, I think that's a little weird too, because I've seen other videos from not just Tony of like a lady that brings like candies and like weird stuff. I'm like, why? I don't feel like you should accept that.
Yeah, to be honest, I am not super familiar. I know multiple Disney employees have come out and like spoken on the specific rules that they have. And I wonder how much it differs between children and adults, because like I know for children, for instance, like they can hug them and they can, you know what I mean?
It doesn't. I don't think there's like hard and fast rules. And that's kind of what the problem is that like maybe Disney needs to step in and have like a little more responsibility in like protecting their actors.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the like unspoken Disney hug rule?
No.
Where it's like the character can't let go first. The kid lets go first.
Well, Peter Pan does not follow that one.
You know what I mean? No. Like, it's not like a rule that's set, but like there's so much like evidence, quote unquote, that is how they kind of operate, especially when it's kids.
I was going to say, with kids, I get that. Again, Peter Pan definitely doesn't follow that rule.
I truly have so many thoughts, but let's watch this first TikTok.
Yeah.
What? Whoa! Where did you get this?
I made it.
No, you didn't.
I made it.
This is really nice.
Thanks.
What am I supposed to do with it?
I wanted to take a picture of you with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys look just like each other. If you were a duck.
Hey! Perfection. Oh, if I was a duck?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Amazing.
So would your duck quack or would it crow?
Oh, it would definitely crow. It's not as good as me, though. No. What?
So
why are you looking at me like that?
Alright, I'll take the
No, it's
picture.
for me, though. Didn't you give it to me?
I want to take a picture of you with it.
Oh, but it's not me. It's not for me, though.
Do you want one?
I'm sorry, that actually is crazy to like give it to him to take a picture and it's not even his. I would be pissed.
I think she does. She does let him keep it though.
Yeah, but like she's acting like, well, I guess you're gonna have it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then why'd you fucking bring it to me?
It's all like this kind of weird. That's the thing. It's like, it's not just like, Peter, I love you. It's like kind of like trying to have this like flirty banter with him.
Mind you,
she's married.
Allegedly. Yeah. And allegedly she goes and like the husband films her a lot. Something that is interesting, I will say, is that this is not a story because multiple Peter Pan actors have come out and said that this girl is like horribly creepy or anything.
I do have a video from a Peter Pan who does say like, Tony, stop. We'll play it in a little bit. But yeah, it's not that people at Disney are complaining. It's mostly just people being like, this girl's fucking weird.
They're reading the situation and they're saying this is creepy. I think that like my brain first, like the first thought I had was like, is she autistic?
Yeah.
Like, does she have like a special interest in Peter Pan? That was my first thought because I hate the idea that like when you become an adult, you are forbidden from enjoying things that children enjoy. Like, you know what I mean? I get sad about that. Like my little brother still likes to go trick-or-treating and like it would break my heart if people were like, oh, what the fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean?
No, for sure. I think it's the differences though that also when someone does grow into being an adult and they have, for example, like the means to go every week, a little kid isn't able to like, I mean, people are saying basically she's a stalker. So like,
yeah,
it does bridge a gap like once they turn into adults because it's like someone needs to be the one to be like, this is not a socially acceptable,
that's
appropriate
the thing. It's like, I think people, it's like they go all or nothing. Like, I think that adults with autism are absolutely capable of being told, hey, this is a boundary that that person has and we need to respect that. I just like, that was the first thing that my mind went to because I've seen adult Disney people in parks like doing things like this, like crying over meeting Winnie the Pooh or like whatever the case may be. And obviously a piece of my brain goes like, that's interesting. Like, you know what I mean? Like normally that's not something you'd see.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm like, okay, if it's wholesome and it's nice, whatever.
They're not hurting anyone.
I think with her, the reason it picked up so much steam is because of what you said, where it's like kind of almost like she's trying to flirt with him. Like that's what people are interpreting from this situation. I don't know if that's true or not. Obviously she's there with her husband. Like I don't know that that's her intention, but that's why it's freaking people out.
This is like more of a conversation. There's, do you want to maybe look at some of the compilations though?
Yeah, for sure. This is labeled that it's from 2016 to 2026.
And
so
this
like,
is from her TikTok.
It's a long time to be chasing Peter Pan.
Yeah.
She's just walking hand in hand with Peter. Oh, that's something I wanted to say. So there's some characters in Disney, especially the princesses are always one of them, but also the characters that are like not face characters. Will always have a handler there.
Yeah.
So like the handler will be there as a buffer to like tell people, hey, you can't do that. You can do that. Peter doesn't have one.
Because Peter,
he just roams the park.
He does have the attitude where he can kind of just like run away.
Yeah.
He'd be like, ha, like he's like kind of like a prankster almost.
Yeah. I do find that kind of interesting that Disney still allows that because I feel like they all should have handlers, honestly.
Apparently, this is not like a one-off situation. I mean, I'm not surprised that that's the case, but like apparently Peter Pan has like a very dedicated fandom or pandom, shall I say.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's what they call it. Apparently,
you should not say, actually.
It was huge because of Tumblr back in the day.
Ew, so it is sexual.
Yeah, no, for sure. And they would like, it was all these teenage girls would like stalk all of the different Peter Pans and they gave them all different nicknames. I watched someone explain the names and this, she didn't even know for sure, but it was like because he talks a lot and he like gives like a spiel. So it was spieling Peter. It's like there are, I think, 5 different ones. They would map out what days they would work, where they they would go, and they were obsessed with them. But the like spieling Peter, he was like one of the main ones that people were like really obsessed with, and he kind of like embraced it. It's interesting. There's definitely a big fan, like there's a cult fandom around Peter Pan.
News to me, I will say.
Same. But not even just around Peter Pan, but around the actors at the parks
that
Peter
play
Pan.
them. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I have yet, I mean, let me see that example that you were saying where he says no, because I have yet to see something, like, I understand what you're saying about the vibe, but I have yet to see her like actually say something that I'm like, ooh, why would you say that?
Let me pull it up. So this is like a compilation someone made where it's like claiming that she's stalking him. I feel like stalking might be kind of a strong term for it.
Yeah, I do feel like people are going a little bit heavy on this for the evidence that I've seen.
And this like has like creepy music to it too, but it does show some
I'm sure
situations that are like, maybe she's pushing a little too far.
Will you go to homecoming with me?
To homecoming?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What is homecoming? You're coming home to something, so I would be going home with you. Where's your home?
Right, am I still have a dance?
You gonna dance?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't dance. We're best friends, but we're not gonna be anything more than that, so don't get any ideas.
Darling, don't you ever
No.
She asked for a kiss?
I didn't hear that one.
I don't know. She's like showing her face. Let me see.
No. You can have Eric.
And then he says, you can have Eric.
In the caption, she says, like, the quote of it, hey, Peter, it's National Proposal Day. And then she puts his quote, which is, no, don't get any ideas, with crying, laughing emoji. So obviously,
it's like she thinks it's funny.
She's thinking it's a bit.
Yeah.
And it may, like, we don't know what part is a bit or what part isn't because of his character. I have to believe, like, Disney is a huge corporation, and I feel like if she would have gotten multiple complaints and people been like, hey, this girl is fucking with us, like, I don't know. I feel like Disney would have thrown her ass out.
I feel like the Peter Pans might not be reporting her.
Maybe not. And I've seen a lot of if the tables were turned comments of like, if I'm a man and I'm following around the princess, like I do understand where people are coming from. And I do think that some of this is like definitely not socially acceptable behavior, regardless of any diagnosis she does or does not have. I don't know. Somebody should have stopped her.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it should have been her husband who's probably filming this. Which
well,
is
that's
weird.
the thing. It's like she's not alone. And it feels like multiple adults should be able to discern that this is a little too much. Here's her proposing.
Oh no. I'm dead. He looks horrified.
That one specifically always does. But like here, how he's like not.
No, that's not a quick hug. Yes, you do. You look at my face all the time. I know you stare at me. Hi.
At school.
Oh, she's at school?
Yeah.
Hi, Tony. You always stare at me anyway.
So obviously whoever edited this is like making all of them dramatic. And I do think some of them are probably much more harmless than they make them seem.
But some of them are weird for
like,
sure.
Like
cross
him
boundaries,
like, that's
I
not,
think.
Like, that's not a quick hug. Like,
yeah,
you don't
that
know
was
that
weird.
person.
Like she really gripped on
boundaries.
I've seen people talking about how they're also Disney adults. I mean, I've seen people defending her. I've seen Disney adults defending her and being like, you're just like loving what Disney is like made for essentially. And you're just like trying to experience that. And they're like defending her for that. But I also have seen people who have special interests. There's this one guy who I saw who was interested in Nick Wilde, who's the
I
fox
saw that too
in Zootopia. And he's like, I go out of my way to go take a picture with Nick Wilde. But guess what? I know that's an actor. And like, I just love the fucking movie.
He's
and
basically
like, yeah,
you're ruining it for the other Disney. You're giving the Disney adults a bad name.
Exactly. So there's definitely two camps here. There are some people who think it's just like innocent fun. I will say, I don't think it is 100% just innocent fun. Like, I think that there are some things that are concerning, especially like when it comes to maybe like limerence or like possible just obsessing over a character when it doesn't need to be like that.
There is a clip from like her best friend or one of her friends that like he comes out and he's like, she's the sweetest person ever. Like it's people are turning it into something that it's not. That's one take. I mean, I don't think she's being like malicious or like anything. Like she's not trying to do anything wrong, I don't think, for sure. And if the Peter Pans don't mind, then like I guess she's not hurting anyone. But here is a Peter Pan that no longer works at Disney. Apparently they have to refer to the, like they can't say that they play Peter Pan. So they have to say, yeah, he'll
I hate it. I can't. Okay.
It's like he says his best friend was Peter Pan, but it's like this was definitely Peter Pan.
Hello everyone, I'm Joshua, and I used to be a character performer for Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. It recently came to my attention that there is this girl that's going viral. I think her name is Tony or something like that, who is obsessed with Peter Pan at Disney World. And I used to be best friends with Peter Pan. If you don't know what I'm saying, I'm going to include pictures of my best friend.
That's him.
Since the controversy started going viral on TikTok, I just wanted to hop on here and talk about a few thoughts that I had. First thing is unrelated from the viral craze that's going on with Tony and her obsession with Peter Pan, but is more to do so with my opinions on the phrase best friend. When you are a character performer with Walt Disney World, they ask you to claim that you are best friends with a certain character as not to spoil the magic for the children. I have a few thoughts on that. My biggest thought is that I think it's a little bit...
This is still him talking about, like, basically, like, he doesn't think they should have to say, like, best friend because, like, if it's gonna, like, ruin Santa Claus for them, basically, then, like, they shouldn't be on the internet. It's not his fault, but...
Yeah.
If you are 13 years of age or older, you likely don't believe in Disney characters anymore, or at least that they're real. The same way that you wouldn't believe that Santa Claus is real at the age of 13. I always thought that this was a little bit disrespectful towards the performers, as it's nice to say that you are the role in which you've been cast in, just like you would if you were on Broadway or in a regional theater production. It's nice to have credit for the work that you do. Now, the matter at hand. Back to the obsession with Peter Pan. I myself, whilst working at Disney World, had a stalker. She came to my line every single shift that I was Peter Pan, and likely to the other 2 or 3 people that were cast in the role of Peter Pan at the time, and she would continue to circle the queue line over and over and over again to see Peter Pan. Now, this person was not a child. This person was easily in her late 20s, early 30s, and would come to my line time and time again, asking disturbing questions, asking a little bit SH type questions that the character attendant that was helping me on these sets was quite unsure of how to handle the situation. Now, while I did experience this awkward moment time and time again with this stalker, there were more moments that the Disney princesses endured with really creepy dads and really creepy older men that would circle the queue lines and do similar things, most of the time much worse, and be handsy with the princesses on cast at Disney World. Now, I'm not going to outright say that I blame Disney for these instances, as they couldn't control what the guests were going to act like once they were in the park. However, I do think Disney needs to pay more attention to how the character performers are being treated when they're on set. There also would be times when different guests would just ask inappropriate questions, or questions that included cuss words or ugly language, and I think when you're there as the character performer, it's really hard to mitigate these types of situations and learn how to steer in the other direction when dealing with these things, because obviously Disney is a place that was catered towards children to begin with. So this type of language is never going to be appropriate to use, even as an adult. And obviously, yes, all the character performers are also adults, but it's hard for us to figure out how to mitigate that situation. And I know that all character performers would really appreciate it if we use our common sense skills to be nice. So next time you're there, if you're an adult and you want to meet a character, just remember to be respectful and kind to the performer. And don't be a Tony.
I'm so dead. Okay. Well, see, I feel like that was like a bit of a blanket statement followed up by something very directed.
When he hasn't interacted with Tony because he was at Disney World.
I understand what he's saying. Like, yes, when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, 100% those cast members talk shit about her and like are genuinely like, oh God, fucking Tony's here again. Like that type of vibe. I just genuinely, other than the like hug too long, the proposing was fucking insane. Like she does do certain things that I'm like, what is going on? The gifts, honestly, like if she crochets something, like I wouldn't even think that that's harmful.
I think it's a fine line to be walking, but I feel like they should have a rule that they can't accept gifts.
100%. I agree. I see her as somebody who genuinely is like very infatuated with Peter Pan and who's somebody in her life, like you mentioned, like should have stepped in and said like, hey, like that's kind of weird, especially her fucking husband.
Yeah.
Like I think that's insane.
Here, I screenshotted a few comments from a Reddit thread from like 13 years ago.
I do know that Toni ended things by saying that she's going to take a break. Well, she didn't say she was going to take a break. She said me and Green Bean are going to take a break. And it was like a picture of her and Peter Pan and basically just saying like, no, it's got a little bit too much. Like, thank you for all the support. And then I think at the end, she wished everybody like pixie dust and, you know, all Disney things.
Oh,
I think that this was a topic I was like kind of worried about speaking about because although I agree that it's a bit much, like I think what she's doing is a bit much, I think it definitely can be seen as creepy. And if those Peter Pan actors felt uncomfortable, like I absolutely would support Disney stepping in and saying like, hey, you need to fucking chill the fuck out or you're going to be kicked out of our parks. Like I actually think that's appropriate and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that my brain first went to, is she maybe dealing with something that perhaps has a diagnosis that could explain this obsession with this? And she seems like a nice girl. She would creep me out if I was Peter Pan. I'm going to be 100% honest. Like that would. And I think that if any steps should be made, it should be made on Disney's behalf or her family. I also support her family stepping in.
That's the thing. It's like, I think Disney, maybe needs to like get more of a handle on like protecting their employees. But I do think it comes down a lot of the time to the families, like the people that are with them. Like someone needs to step in and
Believe
be like,
me.
hey, we need to have a hard
100%.
conversation. It's just so interesting that it has been like this long standing thing. Like this was, again, from a Reddit thread I found from 13 years ago. And someone says, what's weirder is if you Google these guys, there's really creepy fans devoted to the guys who play Peter Pan. And someone responds and says, who can blame them? They're so dreamy. Someone says, it's true. If only I looked that handsome in real life, but I'm just your average male build, nothing special. And someone says, seriously, if I was there, we'd have a problem. Can we say character stalking? I feel bad about it too. They probably have to put up with a ton of weird girls like me.
The fuck? Lack of self-awareness. My God.
And then someone says, and boys like me. And then she says, indeed, you know, I'm sure that's why some of them do it. They have to love the attention.
Okay, not the victim blaming. What the hell?
Exactly. It was like, okay, no, that's strange. That's where the lines are blurred, I think, because it's like, maybe she's more innocent about it, but like, is everyone?
No.
Again, it's
no.
not a single, like, this isn't an isolated incident.
No, and it is even creepier because Peter Pan is supposed to be a child. Like, that is weird.
Exactly. And that
What do you mean you're
adds, like, a whole
proposing
other
to
layer
a child?
Yeah.
Like, obviously he's not a child, he's an adult, but he's an actor and he's not Peter Pan. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, ugh.
And like, again, then to play devil's advocate on the other side, click that other link I just had texted you. My first love was indeed a Lost Boy, and it's to the somber song. And it's showing like, just, it's like a montage of clips. And like, some of them, they seem more like friendly than others. And then here it's like, this is a ride that he had to like choose to go on with her. So it's like, they did play in, at least one of them, it seems, did play into it a bit.
No, there's like multiple. We have another example of her being on like the carousel with him.
Exactly. I have a feeling it was probably more of like an internal, like open secret.
Peter Pan
like,
to Peter Pan type of conversation.
Well, that like them all being like, oh my God, Tony's coming back today. Like, oh my God, are you gonna like...
For sure.
But I don't think they probably were going and being like, hey, I want to file a like harassment report or something.
Right. Yeah, this is a definite tricky topic because I don't know enough about Toni. Nobody does really. Like, we don't know, other than the fact that she's married and she's relatively young.
The only other context I got was
her.
that it was a comment, and who knows if this is legit or not. And it was like also not appropriate. It was like mean how they were describing it, but it says that they went to high school with both of them, meaning her and her husband. Then someone said, please, has she always been weird? And she says, my high school best friend and I had just had a FaceTime call to debrief. He was a weirdo that would continuously hit on girls that showed no interest, and she was always obsessed with Disney. It was part of her senior quote. She was quiet and weird, but also not as dumb and unaware as people are trying to make her out to be.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Yeah, no, it gets worse because then someone's like, I've seen people saying she's autistic, but I don't believe it. If anything, she's like low on the spectrum. And then the person that supposedly went to high school with her says she may be slightly autistic, but she went to regular classes and was pretty smart and had a job. So she's not slow like some people think.
Oh my God,
okay,
you fucking dick.
This is
what?
not how this, I'm like, oh, she's pretty smart and had a job. Yeah. Most
Oh,
autistic
like,
people
in
are
my
very smart,
perception,
and, like,
she wasn't that autistic. It's like,
Yeah,
you don't fucking know shit. Oh my God, that actually just made me so angry.
I know, sorry. I was like, that was gross.
No, but that's why I felt like my instinct went to like, somebody would probably judge when my son gets older, if he still wants to have the same special interest, they'll probably judge him for that. Like, fuck that. Like, I actually think that is such a harmful way to look at this. And I've seen a lot of people diagnosing her. I don't know that it's that. That's just what resonated with me because of my experience with adults with autism in my life. But she could not be autistic, and she could be just somebody who has a special interest in Disney. Whatever it is, I don't know that the answer is being like, oh my God, you're disgusting, you're creepy, you're a stalker. Somebody ban her from Disney for life. Like, I don't know if that's the answer here.
Luckily, someone did respond in this comment thread that said, well, being autistic doesn't mean you're slow or aren't smart. Most are actually really smart. They just aren't good at being social. But of course, it's not an excuse to harass someone / stalk someone, which I think we all can agree.
Yeah.
I do think that it's important to bring up because that is the narrative I'm seeing a lot of.
No, 100%. And I mean, I understand why it is because special interests, give autism. Like that's when you think special interest and you think somebody that is super hyper fixated on one specific thing in their free time as an adult, you think that somebody's autistic. I understand that because it's like an accurate representation. Yeah. Like autistic people are very specially interested in certain things. My son is marine biology, anything sea animals. My brother is Star Wars. Like genuinely, that is a very true stereotype. So I get why people's brains went there, but I don't know how productive that conversation has been in the long run with people who don't know how to handle that conversation. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's that people don't understand autism, and then it's just like
no, at all.
And also, I think what makes this especially like volatile for everyone to be talking about, it's because the special interest is like something that is typically, I mean, people already have an issue with Disney adults as is. So like, then when you add in this layer to it, then it's like absolutely not. So
I'm
it's
sorry,
like if they're
I'm
already
gonna just say it. I've always found like the Disney adult hate and the way that they say it and they describe physical features of Disney adults, I've always found that weird as fuck. And like being a hater on a different level because you're genuinely just mad that like adults go and enjoy that. Like I do find that weird.
The thing.
Like they'll literally describe like, oh my God, they've got too much gum space and they're like weird and they all wear the, oh, you haven't seen that? Where they're like, they have gummy smiles and they're all like this and they're all like that. They describe like physical features of what they believe a Disney adult to be. And I've always thought that was fucking weird bully behavior. Genuinely.
Definitely haven't come across that. But this one begs the question when it starts to get like, if you're crossing boundaries and stuff, like, is it harmful? But like Disney adults on their own, leave them alone. Who cares?
Live and let live.
They want to spend their thousands of dollars going to Disney?
Crazy?
Let them.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
100%.
But yeah, so basically I feel the same way you do. It's like very,
I hate it here.
Yeah. Like I don't think she means harm and I don't think she's causing any harm unless maybe we hear otherwise later if Peter Pan
the proposal
comes out,
the hugging too much.
I agree that some of it is crossing boundaries and that someone should maybe have a difficult conversation with her perhaps, but I also think the internet's being like really harsh.
Too much. Yeah, I agree. I felt the same way. I felt like, ooh, this is a lot.
Hey girlies, we have another update. I played you the response from the Peter Pan that did not know Tori personally, but now we have a response from the Peter Pan that did know Tori personally. Obviously it's only one, there was multiple throughout all of her videos, but I'll play that now.
All right, hi everyone. It's me. From the many videos that have been going around on TikTok, I flew with Peter in Disneyland from 2014 to 2021, and yes, I had many interactions with Tony. So as you can see in the video, Tony's behavior did make me feel a little awkward and uncomfortable, but at no point did it cross any boundaries of what a character interaction should look like at Disneyland. She was very enthusiastic about meeting the character, maybe a little more so than most, but it never crossed the boundary of trying to get to know the performer. And so we need to end the discourse and the harassment and the online toxicity that is being aimed at her. She's doing nothing wrong. She's acting within all the guidelines of what a guest should do at Disneyland. It's a little extra and a little more than most, but she's within her right to do so. And the best thing that you can do with personalities that are a little extra is cut off their supply to attention. So stop the likes, stop the comments, and stop the sharing or the reposts. And so I know you're here looking for tea, and so I do have a story about another stalker that is not Tony that did cross the boundary. So one day while I was performing in Disneyland, I had a guest that had come up to me many times a day, came up to me and she described my dog to me in very specific detail. And I was completely private on all of my social media accounts, so I am quite unsure as to where she got these details. Very shortly after, I found her waiting at the cast member parking lot for me. For about a month, she was there every shift, waiting. And she never spoke to me. She kind of just watched and stared, which definitely did not make me feel safe. And then the straw that really broke the camel's back for me was my family came to visit me, which is always really endearing. And she somehow figured out who my family was and decided to follow them around in the park for a day. Now that is an example of harassment because that guest was trying to get to know the performer and not the character. And so as a result of all of these somewhat negative interactions, I started to play games with kids instead of doing the traditional meet and greet format. And so I got to make amazing memories playing hide and seek and duck duck goose with kids. And so again, what I say to you all, TikTok, is we need to end the negative discourse and cut off the supply to attention. This conversation of what is harassment between a character and a guest is not between any of us. It's between the performer, the company, and the guest. And to Tony, they're men in tights.
So that's pretty much what I suspected, is that it obviously seemed a little awkward for them, but he didn't feel that it was crossing any lines to the point that he needed to like report her or get her banned, which is another thing I wanted to mention because there's been a lot of misinformation floating around with this whole situation with Tori. Specifically, the main ones are that she's been banned from Disneyland, which is not true. And then also that the Peter Pan got fired, ? That's not true either. And then third of all, and I think this is one of the grossest, is that someone made like an AI photo that was supposedly showing that she had like put an air tag in the little crocheted duck that she gave the Peter Pan. That's not real. She didn't do that. She's not tracking him. Someone made that up. So again, I think reiterating our point, did she maybe go a little too hard? Yeah, it seems like she did. But does she deserve the entire internet completely shitting on her and like ripping her apart and saying that she's this like creepy stalker that needs to be shut out of Disneyland forever? No, she just maybe needs to learn that as an adult, her boundaries need to be a little more defined. And it seems like Tony's actually spoken out to a few different outlets and done interviews. And USA Today says that she said that it's, quote, been a little rough this week with the internet making memes of her. And then another quote that says, I've never expected to like blow up this much, of like the entire internet to know I exist. And it says, she's a proud Disney adult, a subculture of grown-up who make pilgrimages to Disney parks. And then a quote that says, I think being a Disney adult means letting out your inner child, she says. She says she's been going to Disney parks since she was little, but she had an annual pass only since 2015. She tries to go to Disneyland once a week. She says she relates to how Peter Pan is canonically the boy who never grew up, but her love of the character started because of her relationship with the actors. A Peter Pan she met in 2015 had a positive impact on her. He just made a really magical experience for me the first time. When asked her favorite thing about the park, she said, surprisingly, it's not meet Peter Pan. My favorite thing to do is actually go on Astro Blasters, the game where you like shoot things. She says that despite online rumors, she was not banned from the park. I was actually there yesterday, she says. She said she didn't seek out Peter Pan. I don't even always meet him. I held a crochet dinosaur for 9 weeks because we didn't see each other. I wouldn't have had it for 9 weeks if I was that crazy trying to find him. She also says that she has witnessed other Disneyland patrons touch character actors or ask them inappropriate questions. She says some male visitors meet the princesses over and over and over and take photos. They do that every week. She insists she treats the actors with respect, largely because she used to work at Disneyland in 2018 at the California Adventure Park in various food venues. I strongly believe that because I'm someone who has worked for Disney, when I go there, I always ask them, can I hug you? I allow them to lead the interactions. So I'll wait for them to be like, let's go take a walk. I'm not going to initiate the walk. She says she kept in touch with the original Peter Pan she met in 2015, but she tries not to think of them as individuals. The character is singular. I try to keep the Disney magic as like, there's only one and he's the Peter, but I do have favorites. And lastly, the Peter that we did hear from earlier, whose handle is Back in the Closet for the Back in the Closet podcast, he's made a couple more videos, including the one that I'm about to play, where he basically is saying that he doesn't condone any bullying or anything, and he also clarifies that the stalker he was referring to in his video was not meant to be Tony, which I think was pretty clear, but some people, I guess, thought it was. And he basically just is saying, like, don't send any hate towards Tony or Disney or anyone.
Hey everyone, Joshua here. Needless to say, it has been a very long and a little bit overwhelming day. I just wanted to come on here and address some more serious things really quick about the situation at hand. The first thing is I want to make it very clear that myself and the brand of our podcast, we do not stand hate or bullying or anything like that. So, and I have been made aware that Tony is dealing with quite a bit of hate on her page. And while I do understand that what's going on with all of the people that are obsessed with the Disney characters is a little strange to some people, it is a thing that happens, and we have no idea what those people are dealing with and what they're going through mentally, emotionally, what trauma they've been through and things like that, and we are not here to sit and speculate. So I would appreciate it if we could be a little bit kinder to everybody, and especially in people's comment sections, and give a little bit of grace. I also wanted to address something else because I think a lot of people missed it from the initial video that I had made, but I had a different stalker altogether. Tony was not my stalker. I want to make that very clear. A person sent a picture or a video or something like that of me interacting with Tony at some point when I was at the parks. Also, I'm going to make it very clear, I was at Disney World. I was not at Disneyland, but I don't recall this moment, and I had thousands of interactions with guests all the time. So, but I want to make it very clear that Tony herself was not my stalker. I had a couple of people that were stalking all of the Peter Pans at Disney World, and we all kind of knew about who they were. We would notice them whenever they would come through our queue lines all the time. Also, let's just remember to be spreading love and light in this situation regardless. I know it's fascinating to people and people want to hear Disney lore and learn more about things and stuff like that, but I'm not here to spread negativity. I'm just here to spread education and awareness of what's going on, and I want everybody to know that. I've also seen a few comments talking about like exposing Disney and bringing down Disney, and I want to make it very clear that that is not my goal here in any shape, form, or fashion. I still am a huge fan of Disney. I still visit the parks from time to time. I love Disney. I love the magic that they bring to the world and the light that they bring to the world throughout their movies, through their parks, through their imagination and everything else. So I want to make that very, very clear that I don't stand hate towards anybody, whether it's Tony, whether it's Disney, or anything like that. And yeah, that's all. I just wanted to pop on here and say that spread love and light, not hate, and I would appreciate if we could all do that in the light of the crazy debacle that is what's happening. Okay, anyway, you'll have a good night.
The comments are all like eating him up, just being like, are you being held at gunpoint behind the camera and it's showing like a Mickey Mouse? They sent you a cease and desist, huh? So people are acting like he was basically forced to make this video. I don't think that that's the case. I think he was probably just like feeling bad because he saw that people are like really piling on Tony. So I think it was nice of him to make that. But yeah, I think that's it. Sorry about that. Lots of updates this episode, but hopefully I got everything, or at least close to everything. And if not, leave it in the comments below and help a girly out. Anyway, back to us. Bye.
Anyway, we love the internet. Get me out of here.
Sorry, yes.
Have you seen the my favorite person trend?
I don't think so.
So it's like they have the back camera on and they're showing their kid, which I know it's hard for me because I'm like, when it's such a genuinely cute moment, I really want to put it on We Love the Internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like that's like their main concept. So you put the camera on the kid and then you're acting like you're making a video on who your favorite person is. And then they're saying the favorite person is the child and they have the cutest responses. Right there. Don't move. Okay, so today I'm going to make a video about my favorite person in the whole wide world, and that's my daughter Journey. She is my favorite person in the whole wide world, and I love her so much.
Thank you.
She's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh
Like I might kidnap her.
Oh my God, Lily, what the fuck?
No, she's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Wow, that is, yeah, people in the comments were asking for her lash map because genuinely.
I had a couple. Sheep, dog being groomed, or funny dog video.
Ooh, let's do sheep. We haven't seen a sheep in a while. Come on, we're overdue for a sheep.
Okay, I think I've actually shown the sheep before. It's the one that thinks that he's a dog. This is 1 year of our sheep thinking he's a dog. Ugh. We can't play the music.
Like a Dalmatian. Wait, what?
We can't play the music, but it's the song that's in Matilda.
Oh my God, I've definitely never seen this sheepdog before. That's for fucking
It literally
sure.
like
Why doesn't it move?
He's a rag doll.
Like, what the fuck? Is it okay? Oh my God, that is so cute. I've never seen a sheep that looks like that.
I just feel like that's what like stuffed animal sheep look like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so
oh my
cute.
God, it has to be picked up. That's fucking hilarious.
It's just
I'm
like
so dead. Oh, with a bow. Stop. That's so cute. Wait, are we sure it's not a dog? It looks like a
Right?
dog. It actually does.
you can see its little hooves though. Like it's
Oh my
so
God, that
funny
is
though.
So cute. Holy shit.
Oh my
I would
God.
love a sheepdog. That sounds so fucking awesome.
I know. I was like, I don't know if you can potty train sheep that easily, but and then it has
Yeah,
horns once it like grows
Oh my
up.
God, just running in the winds. Wow, what a cutie patootie. I love it. Oh my God, it's trying to drink wine.
Look at
That
little
is the
Santa hat.
cutest thing ever. I can't. The
Oh my God.
sweater.
It was such a little baby. Look at those legs. It looks fake.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, guys, if you made it to the end, we appreciate you, but that is all we've got. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful week and we will see you on Saturday.
And wish Jessi a happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.